And they always tell you it's better to spend other people's money than your own.
Right.
Credit, yeah.
Credit is big.
Yeah, that's
Credit is more
something.
bigger than money.
It is. You can have $0, but if you have credit, you can.
You are everything.
Yes, you can get whatever you want with just credit.
Most definitely.
Credit will make you drive off a lot, not putting
Oh,
nothing
absolutely,
down.
For
absolutely.
sure.
When I got laid off from my last job, I saw a car on the back of the 18-wheeler bringing the cars, and I said I want that car. Didn't even have a job, but I had good credit, and they gave me that car.
Oh, wow.
So that's how powerful credit is.
Baby, and that's how big that vision is.
Exactly.
I'ma have it and I'ma
Then
get
even
it.
I had to do some spiritual praying, and I had to really shut down with myself to figure out and understand what the problem was. And what I realized, we just weren't spiritually aligned. And spiritually aligned, we didn't have anything in common. People's character got to align up with yours. You know what I'm saying? Some people live differently than you. I wasn't paying attention. Sometimes people's personalities, we go off the vibe and the personality of somebody versus the character of the person. Just because somebody is a cool vibe to be around, but their character isn't solid. The way that they live their lives, you got to pay attention to that. Hey, this is Business Besties Podcast. I am Leilani.
I am Tiffany.
And I am Jess.
And this is our first episode. So today, we just want to give you an introduction, a little bit about who we are, why we came together, how we came together, and the importance of networking. So I guess I'll start it off.
Yes, go ahead, girl.
I'm Leilani. I started a company called the Boss Women Network. Boss Women Network is a company that is about networking with other women. Basically, it started from me going through some things as far as like from childhood. I always had difficulty with females, and I figure like even into adulthood, sometimes it's hard to work with women. They don't understand. Sometimes I'm not gonna say all women. Some women just don't understand the process of really coming together and helping each other, lifting each other up, instead of just feeling like they got to be the one woman in charge. So the goal with Boss Women Network is to be an outlet for women that really do support each other and really don't mind coming together and sharing information and helping build each other up. So I also created some clothes, Boss Women Network items. So if you wear it, that just means you are a woman that supports other women in business and don't mind helping, sharing information. And I actually come across and met these women, Tiffany and Jess, who are also some boss women, and we decided to be business besties, and we all have come together to share information about building business and how women can come together through our examples. So, Tiffany.
All right. So I am Tiffany Michelle. I am the founder and CEO of Tosh Travel Events and also the founder and visionary of Women in Wine Empowerment Weekend. Women in Wine Empowerment Weekend, like Leilani said, is just an event kind of bringing women together, networking, meeting your business bestie, meeting your next partnership or sponsor or investor or anything like that. So I kind of got this vision during the pandemic when travel kind of went away because the travel agency is my baby, my first business. And when travel went away, I was like, well, geez, what am I going to do? All my clients end up canceling. And so I decided to do something that was a little bit more meaningful, have an event, but be able to get something from it. Because before I just did like group travel, destination events that we go, we party, we have fun, but that's all we doing. So I'm like, okay, well, let's have fun, but let's get some resources and information too. So I kind of built this event my second year this year. First one was in Atlanta. It was amazing. And I was just surprised at the love and how many people wanted to be connected with the message.
I remember that. So what guests? I know you had some like celebrity guests there.
Yes, I did. So at that event, I had Yandy Smith from Love and Hip Hop. I had Dr. Jackie, Dr. Heavenly, Letitia and Marceau from Love and Marriage Huntsville. My takeaway was Ronnie DeVoe from New Edition. I
Me too. New
love New
Edition.
Edition. So
Yes.
that was like a mama I made it moment.
You
So
did.
I was like, what? So that was for me, that was the biggest takeaway from it. And him and his wife also were on our relationship panel. And yeah, so we did it again this year, and we did it in Houston this year. And the event is just growing. It's growing. It's like we're reaching more people, reaching more women, and that's what it's all about. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I'm Chef Jessica, and I have took on an opportunity of meeting two women of empowerment, and they introduced me. I actually had an event with Miss Leilani, and that's how we came together. We actually vibed, and
Turned out to be related to each other at the end. That was crazy.
that was.
Never know your family.
Louisiana, okay? If you're from Louisiana, you just never know. You're going to
You
be related.
never know. You might be related. So our event took me on where she was able to come to see a little bit of what I do, which is I'm an executive chef here in Houston for the last 4 years, by way of Houston for sure. I've been here for 20 years. But I left off and took on a culinary career. Went to Le Cordon Bleu, graduated, came back with an opportunity to service Houston. Was elected out of millions to be the top 22 finalists for season 19 of Hell's Kitchen. So a lot of things started changing in my life, and I wanted to network, bring food together with events, collaborate with people. But I realized one thing: I didn't have a sisterhood or people who wanted to actually come together and tie as a union and build something bigger. Then I was gifted with these two young ladies, literally through an employee who said, "You have to meet them. They're so spirited." Oh, one of them has an opportunity coming up real soon, chef, for us to actually cook at. Then the other one was Miss Leilani was having an event for her husband, and she was like, "And you'll probably be a great addition to it." Well, Miss Leilani came into the cafe, and then history was right then made.
That food was so good. Tell us about some of the people you have been catering for, because I was like, wow, okay.
So I've actually been blessed with an opportunity. Culinary. Let me get into a little bit of my background, how I actually became a culinary chef in the world. My grandmother was a independent school district of Houston, HISD for over 40 years. So I watched my grandmother cook. I watched my mother cook. Went to radiography school because my mom was in the nursing field, so she wanted to send me down in that direction. But when you're passionate about something, it always comes back to you again. So I went and I was gifted with an opportunity from Big Tho. I don't know, a lot of people in Houston gonna know him. He's a very popular DJ, worked for 97.9, did a couple of DJ mixes for Drake, a lot of exclusive artists in Houston. And so he kept saying, "Jess, you really need to take it serious. Let me be an investor in you. I got a big opportunity for you. I'm going to let you cook for Dwight Howard and James Harden." Wow. And I was like, "What?"
Yeah.
Okay. So he gave me some money, invested in me. I got my equipment. I set up in this man's store. He had a smoke shop back at that time. I set up there every Monday through Friday like it was clockwork. I literally went in from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. until sold out. And I would set myself up with a game plan. Well, then one day I get this little tweet saying, Mike Epps saying, "I'm on my way to see Jay's Cajun Cuisines because I want to eat some food." And I'm like, this is a joke. The man walks in, end up doing his comedy show. But then that didn't stop there. So I then started cooking for a lot more people. Don't even say the man name, but I was flown out of town for a football player by way of DJ Tho. And I get out there, and it's a lot of football players in there. They're all in the mansion, and we're all, cooking and eating. I'm feeding them. And one of them comes in, and he was like, "Hey, what school did you graduate from?" And I'm like, at this point, I'm just a good cook, but I'm calling myself a chef.
Right.
And he was like, I was like, "Nothing. Oh, I'm self-taught." He was like, "Oh, well, why you call yourself Chef Jessica? You're not no chef." And I'm like, "Oh." So immediately, no, it didn't discourage me. It did. It discouraged me, but it encouraged me. Right. But then there was a sign. Mm-hmm. So I went to sleep, got back home to Houston, and I'm like, God, give me a sign. I've been doing a lot of bad things. I'm getting in trouble. If you see fit for me to change, create this pathway for me. I wake up and Le Cordon Bleu is on the TV and I'm watching this commercial. At the same time as I'm watching this commercial, Le Cordon Bleu calls after the commercial is over saying that they had received my application. Would I be actually interested in enrolling in the spring semester with them? But I had to move very quickly. So there was things that I said to myself. I'm like, well, okay, I see your sign, but I need ordered steps now.
Right.
And so I'm telling them, like, how much is school? And they're like, oh, it's going to start off at about $50,000. I'm like, nope, wrong person.
Whoa.
I don't have that. Let me think about it. So I hang up the phone and I'm like, how did they get my number? That's odd. How did this all happen? I messaged one of my great friends who literally kind of encouraged me. And I was like, Lindsay, they told me to, Le Cordon Bleu just called me. And she was like, oh, wow. Yeah, I filled out that application for you like 3 months ago.
Oh, that was sweet.
So a friend seeing the vision and understanding what I had, the craft was there, everything. It just, all of the stars working with them to the one star literally crushing me, but then motivating me to go do something. One other thing happened, and this is when I was like, ordered steps now. They call back. Chef, Miss Jessica, you fall under this criteria where you can get this particular loan where it reduces your stuff so you can actually come to school for $40,000. And I'm like, okay. And then we're going to give you, if you come for a spring semester, $5,000 off. So you done dropped it now like $15,000. I'm like, okay, I'm going to school.
Yeah.
So I literally
Fine.
text everybody in the family and I'm like, my going away party is July 16th. 2014.
the day
I'm
before my
moving. I'm moving
July
to
17th.
Austin to attend culinary school. Everybody was like, yeah, whatever. The people who showed up, seen me off,
Right.
and then history started. It was 4 years of tedious building me up, breaking me down, getting me strong, kidding me to where I was actually introduced to this corporation that I'm signed up with now, which I've been with for 9 years, American Dining Creation, which gives me the opportunity to actually do what I like as a creative and with a couple of restrictions, but also giving me a actual perk up on everything, which is now I'm learning how to run my own business in 9 years.
Yeah.
Literally, I've employed the employees. I do the cooking, showing them training, getting them to be leaders, opening up other operations, being a spokes ambassador because of my journey with the company. Like I literally got there and I hit the ground. I told my boss, like, I want to be you. I don't know what it's going to take, but I'm going to study you every day.
Right.
And I need to be you in 6 months. Like I came there with a goal, a mission, and sought out. And now this has created now the platform for me to branch off with beautiful young ladies. And now they're helping me to build my actual company. So this is why we had to get on here and speak about this building business podcast, Business Besties,
Business besties.
because there's so much information that's out there. Me, I got the DBA, I have the LLC, I have the license to run a company, but I don't know where to start to begin. And there's women out here who have started businesses like Miss Leilani and Miss Tiffany that are like, hey,
You gotta
well,
build
this
your
is the
business
information.
credit. You got to get your business bank account set up. You got to go through the full process in order to really fully be in business.
Legalize your business.
Legalize your business. Make sure you get your website set up.
Yes, all of it matters.
Things set up so people can actually find you. Because a lot of times people say they're in business, but then I know I don't trust people in business when they tell me they have a business, but then I can't go look them up
Oh
online.
my gosh, I just had that kind of moment. I literally told a young lady who was inspiring to be a pastry chef, and I'm just like, listen,
Oh, yeah.
this world will eat you up. I'm like, you can't say you're in business. She was like, I'm in business for 5 years and da 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 this. And the man literally said, so where's your business card? She
you
had
gotta
no
have
contact information, no website, no pinpoint. And I literally told her, don't say you are in business until you literally have a way to show that you're a legitimate business, because that could dim you in the world of professionalism with people, because a business card matters, a website matters.
Yes.
Something to get me to you to know that you're a legit business. There's so many scams out here. People will say they do stuff, and then by the time you give them all your money, you can't find them no more. They done disappeared off of the phone. So you want to have different ways to make them
Yeah.
believe that you are an actual legitimate business.
Yes.
Right.
And that's where we come into play. We are boss women that have come together to be able to give out resources to women or really anybody, but of course we focus on women because we're bosses and we are women. So, but we do plan on doing events, boss giving events to where we're giving out information, having other bosses there to share their information. It's like a boss giving networking event where everybody's giving out information to help each other grow or just network because the importance of networking is key to any business. What do you think, Tiffany?
I agree, and I agree that it's collaboration over competition. It's like
I love that.
So, like just today, I had a guy reach out to me. He DM'd me, messaged me on Messenger on Facebook, and he goes, "Oh, hey, do you go on trips? Or, have you thought about group trips?" And I was like, "Well, I'm a travel agent, and that's what I do." And he goes, "Well, somebody told me about you, and they thought that maybe I should collab with you." And so I was like, "Well, who told you about me? Like, give me a name." So he gave me the name, and I was like, "Okay, yeah, I know that person." And so his thing was, I have the trips part down pat, but I want to do something with like seminars and conferences and stuff like that. And I'm like, well, actually, that part comes more easier to me. Getting sponsorships, getting speakers, getting talent. So I do the group trips, but I don't really like it because it's just party, party, party all the time, and it's just a lot when it's just me. So I was like, definitely, like I'm definitely open to talking about it to see if we can collab on something. And it's like he can handle the parties, I can handle the conference. We come together, we make an awesome thing. And this is somebody that I just met off that just sent me a message.
Oh, wow.
So it's always, to me, collaboration over competition. Do your research, though. Don't just, anybody who messaged you, don't just,
You have to be spiritually aligned because
Yes.
I say that all the time. If you're not spiritually aligned
Yep.
with somebody, no matter how hard you try to put something together, it just
not gonna
doesn't
work.
it just doesn't work. I've experienced that myself trying to work with different people, but we just weren't spiritually aligned. We just didn't connect like that business wise. We just didn't have the same views, or we didn't have the same vision. So it was like a clash.
You have to. You
Yeah.
have to. If you put a vision out there, somebody has to. If they don't believe in it just as much as you do, then that's probably not going to be somebody you want to network with
Yeah.
with building that business because the vision is already in separate viewpoints.
Yeah.
The perspective is not the same, so the end result won't be the same.
Absolutely.
And so that's why we're here, Business Besties. That's our new podcast name. You're going to be hearing more about us. You're going to be seeing a lot about us, our events that we're going to be doing, and just a little bit about us. Again, Boss Women Network is a organization that is about helping women succeed. So you can go to the bosswomennetwork.com, and there you'll have resources. It has a resource page where you can go there. It'll tell you about how to start your LLC, how to get your EIN number, where to go to get your DUNS number, how to get your website started. It'll just have a lot of little resources there that's free for you to follow the steps. Or if you need help, you can. I'll definitely do a consultation with you if you need help with that as well. And that is a fee, of course, but I will give out the information. If you don't need my help, the information is there for you to follow the steps for free.
Do it yourself.
So that is the Boss Woman Network. I also have clothing items on there. If you're a boss and you represent other women, go to bosswomennetwork.com. It's with one N in between the network and the Boss Women. So check it out.
So I want to touch on a little bit about networking, just like how we met.
Yes.
And that I met Leilani through my sister who worked with her years ago.
Years ago, yeah.
Years ago. And, Boss Women Network has an annual toy drive.
Yes.
And my event, Women in Wine Weekend.
They are one of the sponsors.
Yes, we wanted to sponsor the toy drive, and we just ended up connecting like that. So you just never know who you're in the room with. And Leilani has information that I can use. Like, I want to build business credit.
Right.
So she's speaking about the DUNS number and how to build your business credit. Those are things that I need in my business because a lot of my stuff is self-funded. And they always tell you it's better to spend other people's money than your own.
Right. Credit is big.
Yeah, so that's
Credit is
something.
more bigger than money.
It is. You can have $0, but if you have credit, you can.
You are everything.
Yes, you can get whatever you want, which is credit.
Most definitely.
Credit
So-
will make you drive off a lot, not putting
Oh,
nothing
absolutely,
down.
absolutely.
For sure.
When I got laid off from my last job, I saw a car on the back of the 18-wheeler bringing the cars, and I said, I want that car. Didn't even have a job, but I had good credit, and they gave me that car.
Wow.
So that's how powerful credit is.
Baby, and that's how big that vision is.
Exactly.
I'ma have it and I'ma
Didn't
get
even
it.
have a job. Looked at the car, got the name and model off the back of it, and that's the car that's sitting outside. I was like, hey, I
That's
want
not
it.
God, then I don't know what is.
So
Yeah.
credit is powerful, but I want to learn more about business credit because, of course, our parents didn't have businesses.
Sure didn't.
So they didn't know how to teach us that. My mom taught me about personal credit, but she didn't teach me anything about business credit because she didn't know.
That was my
So,
mom as well.
Yeah, so I
was
want to
big on
learn
checking
more about that.
balances.
Yeah, my
My
mom
parents
was
had
too.
businesses, but they definitely wasn't on the business
On the
credit.
business
They
credit.
didn't know anything about that. So I'm taking it a step further. But I would like to say that spin off of what you said, the reason why I was excited about working with Tiffany because I don't have the knowledge in sponsorships, So she
was a gift.
she came right in teaching me, giving me information about sponsorship. She also just gave me information about getting banners done and different sizes and who to go to. Like sometimes you work with people, they don't want to share information.
Right.
These people came right in just sharing information and didn't mind. We don't mind sharing information or sponsoring each other's events, donating or whatever the cause. And even Chef Jess here, I had just met her. And she gave information on how to do an event at her Amergy Bank location where she is a chef at. Just gave me all the information, all the contacts, and literally had just met me.
Right.
And to be honest, I have not experienced that ever in business, doing business with any women. I've always been that person that didn't mind sharing information. I'll just give you whatever you need for free. I don't
Everybody
care.
wants something
But I have
from you.
not met any women that was so okay about just, hey, here you go.
She was like, wow. Like, you did all of this? Like, I'm like, yeah, no, we gonna help each other. We finna network. We're about to do this. It was just the energy of meeting her the first time. It was just like, we have to do something. And then her husband event was like the first thing. And I'm like, look, what do you need? Tell me what you need decorated. Like if I even have to decorate it, I don't even care. Like I'll do it, whatever, so we can pop it off and make it look good. I want it to look nice for you. She was like, I didn't even need a DJ, and I'm like, oh, I got a DJ, and she was like, what?
DJ High C, shout out to DJ High C because I was trying to get in contact with DJ High C, and then she just was
here
like,
we go.
"Hey, I
Look
got
at
the
God.
contact for DJ High C." That's
Dropped it right on
man,
you.
almost family member. Pick up the phone call. Hey, can you do this? I was like, "Dang,
Right there.
okay."
Yes.
So,
Drop that gem right on you.
and
It's
that's
just knowing people. You can't really. You have to understand. You don't know what each person has that can bring a union together when you're throwing events, when you're throwing anything, like any type of business thing. Like I can be the food, but I might have some resources or contacts that you may need in order
definitely.
to. Like we were just talking while setting up for the podcast, and I'm like, oh well, when I go on vacation, I'm gonna do this, and I'm telling her I need you for the recording of my reels, and then I was like, and yeah, I want to have a professional photo shoot, and Tiff right off the top, you have a photographer. I'm like, no, but do you? She was like, yeah, I got somebody that's gonna make you feel comfortable when you're taking your shots, and I'm like, yes, that's what I need. So it's just like now we're branding and we're keeping people in a circle with us. So it's just gonna get
Building a
bigger and
team.
better. We're gonna focus on things that women need to hear or men need to hear, like mental health.
Yes.
It's big. You have
Definitely
to
mental health.
professionalism when you're building a business. Can't go out there halfway, 50%, 35%, expecting for people to want to pour into you. No, you got to
Yes.
put that 100%, maybe sometimes that 1,000%, because some people really need to believe in it before they even want to invest in it, kind of
Right.
thing with you. And I mean, we're just gonna bring it together. I can only say that.
And we're gonna lead by example because we're gonna show you through our steps.
Yes.
You can watch us on our journey, and we'll show people how to come together and how to really be genuine, and help each other through the process of growing our business. Because we're growing our own individual businesses while we're also helping each other grow our businesses together as a team. So
As
and
networking.
and that's what it's all about, and that's why it's important to network. And that's what this episode was about: giving you an introduction of who we are and talking about the importance of networking.
Yes, absolutely.
So shout out to Boss Woman Network, Taj Travel Events, and J Cuisines, and also the person behind the camera that is helping make this thing happen.
Yes.
Happen.
She
What's
got
the name of your podcast?
Co
Game
Game
Convos.
Combos. But
Check
listen,
that out.
we're gonna have Co Game Combos on here one day.
Yes.
I got a question.
Yes.
Okay.
We may have an answer.
When you said you have to make sure that you are spiritually aligned with the
Yes.
person, I'm a very spiritual person and I have that discernment. Talk to the people out there who don't have that discernment right
Lay,
now.
because you writing a
How-
book.
How do they know who to collab with? How do you know?
You know what? To be honest,
We just spoke on it yesterday.
I am just getting to the point because I recently experienced so much trauma with working with women and kind of had to revamp the whole Boss Women Network. And once I had to do some spiritual praying, and I had to really shut down with myself to figure out and understand what the problem was. And what I realized, we just weren't spiritually aligned. And spiritually aligned, we didn't have anything in common. The way that I live my life and the way that they live theirs was completely different. People's character got to align up with yours. You know what I'm saying? Some people live differently than you. You can pay. If I wasn't paying attention, sometimes people's personalities, we go off the vibe and the personality of somebody versus the character of the person. Just because somebody is a cool vibe to be around, they fun and everything. They tell you, "Ooh, you're looking good," but their character isn't solid. The type of the way that they live their lives, you got to pay attention to that because that matters, you know. And so, and if they're spiritually connected with God, you know, because that matters, that got to come first. And most of the people that I was dealing with wasn't really about that life. Some people talk about God, but they're not really about God first in their life for real. Because when you're really about God first in your life, it's some things you're not gonna do. You're not gonna do no shady stuff to people. You're gonna be willing to share information. You're gonna be a giving person. You're not gonna be a catty talking about people behind their back. You're gonna just be really about helping people, and it's gonna be a natural thing. It's not gonna be a force. It's just gonna be natural.
Not a mask.
So that's how you can tell, you know what I mean? So meditate, pray about it, and pay attention to people's character, because that's how you know if you're spiritually aligned, because y'all gonna be similar in that way.
Energy too.
And
Yeah,
that's pretty
energy
much
too.
I'm
it.
big on energy because energy is fluid. A negative energy can disrupt things. It can influence another person or the views of a person.
Yeah.
Their thoughts, their beliefs, their mind frame, how they view you.
You know what? To be honest, I realize energy isn't always the thing, because sometimes a person's energy could be off based on what they're going
What they're
through
going
that
through
day.
that day.
Okay.
Sometimes my energy could be off, and you could misread it. I might be having a
And
bad
we
day.
said
Yeah.
that. We played on that too yesterday.
So
Even the
that's-
introvert and extrovert, I think that makes a big
It
difference
makes a
on what you do
difference.
business with
It's
too.
another thing. We're all three introverts, and I was always working with extroverts. So their personalities are different, and so
they
a
don't
lot of times we're
understand.
misunderstood. You don't, you don't understand an introvert. You don't understand why they just want to sit in the back. Why you in a public event, and why you sitting back quiet, just observing the room. You know, people
We
think
all got vibes. We are supposed to have in-person meetings damn near every Wednesday. But Lay is so good with how are y'all feeling? Are we gonna catch this meeting or do we need to do a FaceTime? Because I will tell you, like what our first two meetings, it was literally like, yeah, I'm not gonna make it. And it was really one of those things. And it's a challenge for me sometimes
Right.
just to get out of my space
Right.
and peace and place and to go out into the world and give me in my energy sometimes.
Yeah, and that's the same with me.
And yeah,
And
so
I'm
we
pretty
were
sure
like
me
all
too.
relating to that. And so she was like, we have not done an in-person in a while.
So we
need
have
to
to
meet
sit
up
down
tomorrow.
Yes. So
exactly.
yeah. So people, please understand the difference between the extrovert and the
the
introvert,
introvert.
because sometimes introverts get misunderstood. It's not that our energy is off. It's not that we're a bad person. It's not that we're being distant or something wrong. It's just that we are not the type of people that like to be in crowds a lot. Sometimes our anxiety raises high when we're in the midst of a bunch of people,
Yes.
and we don't know how to communicate that sometimes. So so that causes people to mistake our energy for being off. It's just that we really uncomfortable on the inside that we're trying to hold it together. So
In
read
our
up
head a lot. We're
yeah,
in
we're
our
in our
head a lot.
head a lot. So,
Definitely. I'm in my thoughts.
And I wanted to kind of piggyback or kind of answer her question. For me, when I make things, I feel like if God is in it, it's gonna naturally flow. If I have to work too hard to do it, if I have to jump over this hurdle, do this, we'll go around here, we'll call this person, well they didn't, and it's taking too long, then that's not what God wants you to do.
yeah.
Because if God
Get a
is in it,
hiccup.
it's just gonna happen.
Yeah.
It's gonna be seamless. It's just gonna go.
You mean like challenging to work with somebody? It's always something.
Yeah,
You
to
can't
work
get
with
this
somebody.
buzz.
And then also a lot of times, don't be so quick to talk so much. Listen and
Yeah,
watch.
Because
yeah.
they'll give
know,
you what you want to hear.
Yeah, watch how
At the
people
very
treat
beginning
other people.
about them.
Yes.
Yeah, because
You
you
can
know
see-
different.
Yep, you can see if you even have someone that's literally an opportunist off
Yeah,
the bat.
absolutely.
Off the bat. I give my employees every day, this person not going to be here in 2 weeks. This person, you can see it. Like when you've been in my industry for 15 years, I can see when somebody is about to quit. I can see when somebody don't believe in the hype. I have to listen to someone and understand where their direction is going, if it is. Because sometimes you'll find that opportunity is right off the top. Like, oh, yeah, I just want to come because for this event because I seen that you're going to have this person, and this person. Like you had all of those people. Man, I would have been over there trying to see New Edition for free too, Miss T.
Yeah. Yeah. And believe it or not, with that event, that since I've been doing group events, I was always behind the scenes. So that was my first time being in front doing my own event.
Okay.
So a lot of that stuff I didn't know. And I had so many people use me and give me information that wasn't correct. Like I was letting people speak for free. I was just, oh my God, you want to come and speak? Oh yeah, sure. Come on, come on. And then I got connected with my event manager in Atlanta. And he said, don't you let nobody else come on this stage for free. And I'm like, why? He was like, no, they need to. He was like, nobody knows them. They're trying to build their brand.
yeah.
So they pay. You have the celebrities already. They pay you. But of course, you have the publicists, and they're like, oh, yeah, she's doing you a favor. She's going to speak for free. And I'm just green. I'm like, oh, sure. Come on. People will use you if they see, a loophole or see something that, oh, she don't know, they will use you.
They will.
They absolutely will. So it's like you have to always just sit back and just watch people, watch how they perform, watch how they act, watch how they treat other people.
Yeah.
Because they can say, oh, I did that to her, but not you.
Oh,
You
yeah.
the same.
Yeah,
Because
you
if
the
you do the
same.
same thing she did, she gonna do the same thing she
Right.
did.
That's right. Character is big.
Yeah.
Have to pay attention to people's character.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're going to wrap up this show. But again, that was our whole key. We wanted to introduce you to the business besties and explain to you the importance of networking. So remember that. Pay attention to the character. Make sure you're spiritually aligned. And contact us so we can become your business bestie. Bye.